How's it going, guys? My name's Shane, and welcome back to another episode of The Horror Basement. Now, today I have another Netflix original movie to talk about with y'all. Today's movie is Eli, which premiered earlier this year, 2019. Now, Eli follows our titular character, Eli, who is a 12-year-old boy who is suffering from some sort of unnamed autoimmune disease, which makes him basically allergic to air and water and grass and shit. So when the movie starts, Eli basically has to live inside a bubble, and anytime he leaves his air purified bubble, he has to wear basically what looks like a cheap hazmat suit. And because of this, Eli's parents, Paul and Rose, are taking him to see a doctor named Dr. Horn, who claims that she can cure him through what's called viral gene therapy. So instead of a hospital, Dr. Horn and her two female nurses all live together in an old-time Victorian mansion, which they have retrofitted to be a clean house where there's no contaminants in the air and water. And weirdly enough, Eli and his parents are their only guests at the moment. They only take one patient at a time. And Dr. Horn explains that there will be 3 separate procedures that she'll have to perform on Eli to cure him of his autoimmune disease. Now, pretty much as soon as they get there, shit starts going sideways for little Eli. Basically, there's 2 separate, quote-unquote, scary bits of the movie to talk about. There's the scenes where Dr. Horn and the nurses, who are super mean and callous to Eli when the parents aren't around, the 3 of them are, when they're performing procedure 1 and 2 on Eli. Now that involves, the first procedure is they drill into his hip and give him like a bone marrow injection. And then the second procedure, it's not really clear what they're doing, but they have to like drill into his skull. So I think these 2 scenes are very well done and very effective, like medical horror. Now, personally, that kind of stuff has never really bothered me, but I can see how someone who gets their button ticked by medical horror could be very disturbed by these scenes. Now, the rest of the time, when he's not having weird experiments performed on him, Eli is being harassed by the multiple ghosts that inhabit the house. And pretty much from night 1 onward, these ghosts are super aggressive. They're, making handprints on the windows. They're jumping around and doing a bunch of kind of the typical ghost in a movie stuff. They're messing around with mirrors and pulling Eli to and fro. But after a few days there, Eli meets someone other than his parents and the medical professionals, a little redheaded teenage girl named Haley, who I thought looked like a young Amelia Pond from Doctor Who. She meets him in the greenhouse area where they can talk through one of the glass windows, and explains that her and Dr. Horn do not get along, and that she thinks Dr. Horn is sketchy, and that Eli shouldn't believe everything that is being told to him by Dr. Horn and his parents. And I can't really talk about anything further without letting you know that there is a twist at the end of this, so if you haven't seen the movie and you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it and come back, because from here, the 3rd act of the movie is, there's a big twist. So yeah, just be prepared for that. So they are getting ready to perform the 3rd procedure on Eli. But he realizes that something's going on, and starts to theorize that the ghosts that have been harassing him are actually trying to save him from Dr. Horn, as opposed to kill him like he thought they were in the beginning of the movie. And there's this important scene where the ghosts scrape the word lie onto his wardrobe, because earlier in the movie one of the ghosts he had breathed on a window and written his name, ELI, Eli, and then the ghost erased the E and put it at the end to say lie, which is an important theme through this, because as you'll see in the end, both Dr. Horn and the nurses and Eli's own parents have been lying to him this whole time. But Eli sees that when you flip the word lie upside down, it's specifically how he makes his E is very sloppy. So when you flip it upside down, it makes 317. And he figures that is the door code to get into Dr. Horn's office, or the secure part of the house. So he does that at night using the code the ghosts gave him, and looks into the previous patient files, and some shocking things are found out. It turns out, apparently Dr. Horn has only ever had 3 other patients, and all 3 of them have died during or not long after the 3rd procedure. So Eli realizes something up and he tries to escape, but he is stopped by his father and Dr. Horn and the nurses, who end up locking him in a secret dungeon that they've had behind a secret door in Dr. Horn's room, where it has a bunch of religious symbols. And we find out before they throw him down there, Eli looks at a picture, and it turns out that Dr. Horn and the 2 nurses were actually nuns, and this old house was actually a nunnery back in the day, before it was a secret medical facility. So they end up capturing Eli for what seems like the 3rd or 4th time in the movie, and they've got him strapped down, and they are going to do the 3rd procedure, which really just entails stabbing him in the heart to kill him. Because it turns out Eli, and here come the spoilers, Eli does not actually have an autoimmune disease, but he is actually the son of Satan, and they have been giving him injections and pills of holy water and tannis root and all this other shit to make him believe that he was sick for the past 4 years. And it's revealed not long after we find this out that Eli's mom, Rose, couldn't get pregnant the old-fashioned way, where a mommy and daddy love each other very much. So she decided to call upon the Dark Lord Satan and have sex with him instead. So Dr. Horn is about to plunge the ritual dagger into Eli's chest, but then with this new information, he realizes he has demonic powers. So he stops the dagger just inches from his chest and makes Dr. Horn turn it on herself. And then he's yelling at his mom, and while he's yelling at his mom, he lifts the 3 nuns, Dr. Horn and the nurses, into the air, turns them upside down, and then makes them T-pose and float in a circle around him and his mom while he's yelling at him, and finds out all the Devil Son information. And then he lights them on fire. So they're surrounded by 3 human inverted crosses that are on fire. And then his father, who actually knew about this the whole time and had lied to Rose to get her to agree to come here, Paul, the dad, tries to take Eli out, and Eli makes his face implode. He's coming at Eli ah, and his face just pops in. And it's done with CGI. A lot of the effects in this movie are CGI, but you're not expecting a split-second face implosion. So it was really surprising and got a kind of a half chuckle out of me. It was a good effect. So anyway, with everyone else dead, Eli reconciles with his mom, and they go to leave. And Haley is there, and it turns out she is also the son of a child, the daughter of the devil. And all the other kids that Dr. Horn had worked on were also devil children who did not survive the procedure because they were too weak and refused to fight back and embrace their demonhood. So all's well that ends well, and Eli, Haley, and the mom all drive off in their shitty minivan, station wagon looking thing, while the mansion burns in the background. Yeah, so overall, my thoughts on the movie, other than the twist ending, I thought it was kind of a paint-by-numbers horror movie. Like I said, the medical scenes were really well done, but all the haunting and ghost scenes seemed like it was just kind of, a well-shot and well-acted rehash of shit we've seen in hundreds of other ghost movies at this point. And even the end, I was just left with, this is just Rosemary's Baby. So basically they took a couple good medical horror scenes, some run-of-the-mill ghost scenes, and then threw this, demon child twist ending in at the end, which honestly comes off as kind of cheap, because we don't learn about the medical staff being nuns until, there's only 20 minutes left in the movie. So basically they spring all this new information on you right at the very last second to make the twist work. But other than that, I've found the movie enjoyable. I think the main actor, I didn't write his name down unfortunately, he is legitimately 12 years old, and he gives a really good performance, and everyone else in the movie, it's a very small cast, but everyone else pulls their weight very well. So overall, I wasn't blown away, and it's not the most original movie in the world, but I would recommend this if you don't mind that I just spoiled the movie for you entirely if you didn't click off the video when I told you to. But yeah, I would recommend this. It's pretty good, better than a lot of stuff that's coming out nowadays. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.